Okay, I'm testing out a screen recorder that's built into, I guess, Android 12 has a screen recorder built into it. This is earlier today. I was using that screen recorder, and I guess I didn't have it set where it was recording with the microphone and the device. I only got sound from the device recorded on this flight. But so now I'm doing a screen recording of the screen recording and adding my commentary, and I can pass forward through some boring stuff. We'll go ahead and show the takeoff because I got the dog doing his business. I stopped on the side of the road so I could go to the bathroom, take a 30-minute break, let the dog out, let me out. And I just thought it was funny. He decided right in front of the drone to stop. He looked so helpless. Poor guy. Then I decided that's probably not a good idea, and I let him be. Headed over to our old friend. We've seen this guy before, at least twice. Uh, and I get a little gutsy here. I'm going to go through some of it here. I was impressed. Let's see here. And I'm wondering, okay, I still want to fly through that hole. But I know that when I do it, I'm gonna hit one of my props on that cross member or something like that, and the drone's gonna be gone. It's gonna be wasted. And so I'm like, well, there's no reason I can't just go on the other side of it. And so that's what I end up doing. Being near touchdown, but well, you'll see. I chicken out. I'm worried that there might be magnetic interference from that giant motor. It's basically an electric motor, only reverse generating power, and the electromagnetic field might. I don't know. You'll notice my picture cuts out a bunch. I do have line of sight on the drone. It's close enough where I can see it. Using the camera, I can tell that I'm directly over the top of the turbine itself. And then by line of sight, I can tell how close I am to the blade and how close I am to the fin that I'm trying to avoid hitting. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty scary for me. I'm watching this even now. I got butterflies in my stomach just watching this. I don't have fear of heights most of the time, um, but this just gives me the willies. I would not want to be in that drone. I would not want to be the little guy flying that, or however you want to put it. I don't think I'd be able to stomach it. But you know, when you're standing safely on the ground, it's you can put these little guys through some things that you wouldn't put yourself through, I guess. Um, so yeah, let's see the picture. I have a bad um, C to C cord hooked up. Don't buy um, clearance C to C cords from truck stop clearance racks. This one kept cutting off. I didn't have the DJI that comes with the drone with me, so I wasn't able to use that. This was just something I bought for inside the truck for charging mostly, and had it available to attempt to use in this. And you see here, as soon as it cuts out, my first reaction was to throttle up on the left stick right here, and I'm like, no way, there's no way I'm not seeing this. No, so I looked at the drone and moved it up high enough where if wind was to catch it and move it, yeah, see, that's just scary stuff right there. I didn't want it to return to home because I didn't want it to return to home and hit a blade on its way back. I thought the blades were between me and the drone. So you see when I come back here, I just skedaddled out of there. Right now I'm flying line of sight. And I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't so bad. At first, I was thinking that maybe it was the electromagnetic interference, and then I realized, okay, no, it's just a terrible cord. And go back to test that theory with another attempt at, I want to say landing, but there's no way I'm going to land on this thing. And looking at this later, Another reason why I'm probably good, it's probably a good idea I didn't try to land on it is my luck. I would have landed too close to one of those handles that are on the top of it, or on top of one of those handles, and the drone would have landed level, and I wouldn't have been able to take off. A or B, the wind would have been so great without the props holding it stationary in position like it does, that it would blow off the side of it, and just it'd be gone. I mean, I have the pieces, but it wouldn't. Yeah, And this is my fourth drone, in case nobody's paid attention. I have been using DJI Care Refresh and even renewed it after I expired all my free men. Um, so that is, if you have one of these and don't have the DJI Care Refresh, you're probably not taking as many risks as I do with your guy or girl, whatever your preference is on that. See right here, it looks so much like I'm. If I pull down one more time, it's gonna go in a landing. See that? It's just so close. I can just stick my hand out the window and touch it. And right there, I'm thinking, okay, I can totally fly through there. No, no, no. I'm going to hit one of my props on that cross member if I fly through there. Don't do it. And talk myself out of it. And I think this is about where I decided to come home. It starts cutting out again, and that's when I finally had enough. The cords and the dog kept running off. And I kept telling the dog to come back, and I'd turn around and yell at the dog, and then I'd lose signal because the cord would wiggle like there. And all of a sudden, I got the props in my face. This is scary how close I get. Now, remember, I'm flying line of sight here. I'm not really, even though I can see through the camera, I'm just looking at the drone and how close I am. I am not as close as it looks. I am a good, I want to say 20 feet away from those blades. Then I noticed that DJI
Maximum flight altitude reached.
added this where it no longer lets you go over the 393 foot mark. That's something I'm not cool
Maximum
with.
flight altitude reached.
I like when it's just after a rainstorm and I can get the drone up over clouds, and I don't think I'm going to do that with 400 feet, not unless I'm in high altitude. 400 feet is kind of high to get over clouds. It's kind of low to get over clouds, actually. The first time I went over clouds, I think I got as high as 1,600 feet, which I know is frowned upon, but I do it in a safe way, and I make sure I'm not near an airport or a flight path, and if the FAA wants to come after me for that, so be it. But I'm not putting anybody in harm's way. They can slap me on the wrist or whatever they want to do. I'm not intentionally trying to harm anybody with my drone.
Maximum flight
I'm sure that'll
altitude
be seen.
reached.
At any rate, I just do that max altitude thing a couple more times and then land it. I'm going to go ahead and end the screen recording
Maximum
here.
flight altitude reached.